Cheers. I'll see you then.
All right, let's move to the association in the NBA, man. We've got some stuff to get over. We got to start with the Dallas Mavericks, and what a terrible year these niggas is having. Maybe the worst I've seen in an extremely long time. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, who's the lone bright spot of this team, with you've had obviously the Luka trade, Anthony Davis. He was part of the trade and he's hurt. We're also hearing now that Rich Paul and people clutch are thinking that Ant's gonna sit the rest, AD's gonna sit the rest of the year. And especially we're hearing that that he's actually gonna be able to play soon, but they're thinking about shutting him down for the rest of the year. To me, I look at it like this. I feel so bad for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was having a great season. Kyrie Irving, in my opinion, is one of the most fun players to watch in the NBA. And I really feel like Kyrie, especially with all the stuff he was going through in Brooklyn, a lot of the comments he made in Brooklyn, I feel like he's learned from. He's been a lot more, Kyrie used to be the quote-unquote head case when he left Cleveland. But I really feel like Kyrie has found a home. He's peaceful, and he's a friendly man now. And so, and outside of just that, he's one of the best players to watch. He's a real hard worker. And he's in his 30s now. It's watching somebody tear the ACL in their 30s. It's not as long as recovery as it was 10 years ago when Derrick Rose towards ACL, but he's still going to be out probably till Christmas, I believe. And as far as Anthony Davis, I don't blame him whatsoever for saying he's going to sit the rest of the year. There's no point. They have the 10th seed right now. I think they're like a 2.5 games in front of the Phoenix Suns. If I were them, I would just sit AD, get him fully rested, and try to do your best to build somewhat of a team to be deep enough to deal with the off and on injuries that Anthony Davis has, the team that can sustain themselves for at least the first 2.5 months of the season that Kyrie Irving is going to be out. But I really feel for Maverick fans. Dante, we haven't had you on here in a couple weeks. What you think about this whole thing going on in Dallas and how they can, what these injuries mean for them?
I mean, when the trade first happened, I was actually, kind of optimistic about what they could do this season. They still had a lot of talent. AD is still one of the best defenders in the NBA. You added him with Gafford, and also not only added him with Gafford, put him in a position where he can now play power forward. He didn't have to play the 5 no more. So I think him and Kyrie could have unlocked some things on that team. You still had Spencer Dinwiddie, you still had Klay Thompson. So for me, there was a move where I wanted to really see what Dallas could do. But now with these injuries, I think it would be smart to shut AD down for the rest of the season. Like, one thing I could say is Kyrie I think they said the past 3 weeks have played the most minutes in the NBA or something like that. So Kyrie had really become your workhorse, and at 32. I just want to, obviously, if anybody can come back and be themselves, as Kyrie, just off the spirit he has and the way, he's going to work hard to get back. But you hate to see him have this type of injury at that age. So it's going to be tough for Dallas. It's going to be tough. And now with him potentially missing all of next season, I haven't looked into AD's contract situation, but how does he feel about being in Dallas? We know there were talks about them potentially trying to go get KD. Does KD come there now that Kyrie is out for the season? It's a lot of different factors at play right now. So I think the injuries are unfortunate because I really wanted to see what this team could do because there was a lot of talent there.
If there's one thing I'm sure about this injury, and we were talking about Kyrie having that player option, he's 100% picking up that $315 million extension. That's probably going to be on the table. What you think about all the stuff that the Mavs have gone through, man? I know we're Chicago sports fans. We've gone through enough. I'm not going to lie. If one of my teams had a year like this, I play in traffic.
Yeah. This is the worst year ever for the Dallas Mavericks. So worse that you really got people saying that the Dallas Mavericks is going to be the Las Vegas Mavericks in a couple of years. If you look at all of the conspiracy theories that's going on along with the Dallas Mavericks team and their new ownership. Look, man, you can't tell me Nico Harrison made this trade himself. Sorry. I refuse to believe that man was like, we got to move on from Luka. And to see what has happened since they let go of Luka. And the fact that Luka has been out since Christmas, because that messed up one of my parlays. See, that the think that he's been out since Christmas. Before he comes back, he gets traded. Now he's shining with the Lakers. And everybody's getting hurt in Dallas. I don't know if this is God trying to tell us something. I don't know if it's the sports God saying that, yo, we about to go back to terrible teams being terrible teams. Because remember, the Dallas Mavericks was also one of them teams that was always terrible, just like the Seahawks were. But man, it is bad luck after bad luck move. There's another player that I saw that's injured, having wrist surgery. So AD just need to stay his ass at the crib and just chill out, play video games, do that show that he got on Max and stuff, and just chill out and wait for next year. Kyrie come back when the league starts in Christmas, because I always say that the that the NBA season starts in Christmas in the first place, and maybe we could see what him and AD could do. But man, oh man, if it was when you talk about snake bitten, this is it.
Yeah, and I think you said an interesting thing that a lot of people have been saying lately, that this trade isn't just really about Nico Harrison. It's about the ownership, the new owners, who I know a lot of people find out that, hey, Mark Cuban's not the owner anymore. In fact, Mark Cuban said on, I don't know what podcast he's on, he said trading Luka is one thing. He said, but not getting, he said, no disrespect to Anthony Davis, but not getting the best deal is the biggest issue. He's like, look, if you getting four first round picks, Anthony Davis and Max Christie, then yeah, that's a different thing. He said the deal was just bad, and they asked him would he have ever traded Luka if he was the owner. He said, out of respect for the ownership, I'm not going to answer that question. We all know that you'd have Mark Cuban over the truck before he played Luka Doncic. And every time I see Luka Doncic play with the Lakers last night, and this is a perfect segue into the Lakers, I wonder, like I was watching that game last night and watching Luka go crazy, and I was like, they need to send Nico Harrison that ownership to the same raft that they sent Zemo to in Falcon Winter Soldier. It's ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous, bro. I can't believe it. And
triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not